Oh boy, here I go talking about Fairy Tail again. So, Fairy Tail is full of characters that can do some ridiculous stuff, but no one has accomplishments quite as bonkers as Erza. So I thought it'd be fun to try and rank her feats based on how crazy they are. And I won't be using a tier list like it's the fashion nowadays. I'll just be using a good old-fashioned grading scale dubbed the Bonkers scale to grade the ridiculousness of each feat. So let's jump right into it. First up is the fact that Erza has basically subjugated Natsu and Grey. Now, this may not seem like a big deal, but if you take into consideration that one of them wields magic whose whole purpose is to kill dragons, who are the most powerful creatures in the Fairy Tail universe, and the other can instantly freeze anything, including forms of matter that normally cannot be frozen, like wind and even fire, and they are completely terrified of Erza. You can say she made them her bitch. Anyway, this gets the grade of Bonkers on the Bonkers scale. Next is the time she tanked a shot from Phantom Lord's magical conversion cannon Jupiter that had enough power to completely destroy Fairy Tail's guild building and its surrounding area. She was badly hurt by the blow, but after a short while she just picked herself back up and fought and defeated one of the strongest members of Phantom Lord, and right after she even held her own against Phantom's master, all while being injured. I don't know about you, but to me that's just crazy. So that's the score it gets on the Bonkers scale. Following that, we have the time Laxus got a bit more cranky than usual and held the entire town hostage by surrounding it with 300 Thunder Lacrima, which when activated would rain constant thunder on the town until everything was reduced to rubble, unless the members of Fairy Tail would fight each other to root out all the weak members. And as you can imagine, that didn't sit well with Erza, so she decided to destroy the Lacrima to save the town. Oh, and the Lacrima weren't protected by body link magic, so if someone were to destroy one, they would be hit with enough force to send them to the hospital. But Erza, being the madness that she is, destroyed 200 of them single-handedly, while the rest of the guild took care of the remaining 100, and suffered only minor injuries. That's worthy of the freaking ridiculous score on the Bonkers scale. Moving on, remember Natsu and Grey and how strong these guys are? Well, at one point, they got into a bit of a scuffle, after Grey found out that Natsu is actually the demon he swore to destroy. So they fought for a while, actually trying to kill each other, until Erza decided that enough is enough, and when they went for a final full power hit to the other's face, she just jumped between them and stopped them with her bare hands, resulting in one of her hands being burnt and the other frozen. And she didn't even flinch. That's not crazy, that's just preposterous. Up next is when Fairy Tail was in last place during the Grand Magic Games, and Erza wanted to score some more points for the team and took part in the game portion of the tournament. The game in question being taking turns to fight a selected amount of monsters from a total of 100 in an arena, and whoever takes down more monsters gets the most points. And the monsters vary in strength from one another, with the strongest monster supposedly being a match for the continent's strongest mages. But Erza, who was first in line to go, was like, pfft, screw that, I'll just take on all 100 and take all the points. And she did. And it gets even crazier when it is revealed that she did that without even using her second origin. So this gets the well-deserved score of, must be hard being that fucking savage. After that is the time Erza met her long-lost mother, who turned out to be a woman that can turn into a giant dragon that also wanted to kill her. And after her mother turned into a dragon, she crushed almost every bone in Erza's body. But that wasn't enough for her, so just to be sure, she summoned a meteor that would destroy everyone in the surrounding area. So Erza, wanting to save her friends from being crushed by a meteor, uses her one hand that wasn't broken to propel herself in the air towards the meteor, and she destroyed it with one slash of her sword. And to top things off, when falling back down, she slashed her dragon mother across the chest, giving her a serious wound. Sure, Wendy helped with the last part by enchanting her sword with Dragon Slayer magic, but still, after a whole day of fighting and having almost every bone in her body crushed, Erza still managed to push herself god knows how many miles into the air and destroy a giant meteor with just one arm. That's bloody mental. And finally, and you may be thinking, what else is there that can beat stopping two of the most powerful characters in the show with her bare hands, battling 100 monsters and destroying a meteor? Well, it's the fact she defeated a person who could do the same things she can. Herself. That's right, she traveled to another dimension with an alternate version of herself that was equally matched with her, meaning she can do everything the regular Erza is capable of. And if this list is anything to go by, that's quite a lot. So if you ask me, that's a pretty impressive feat, and the fact that the only one that could match Erza is Erza herself is absolutely fucking insane. So there you have it, that's my ranking of Erza's craziest feats. These are by no means the only ridiculous things Erza has done, it's just the ones that stood out to me as being the most absurd. Be sure to tell me which ridiculous Erza feat you would have included on the list and what score it would get. Until next time, bye!